Every day I walk my dog, and I wonder to myself, how do the sidewalks get smoothed? Who does this? Nature? Aliens? A sidewalk angel? A sidewalk angel. Who are you, sidewalk angel? There he is, Blake. Great to meet you. So tell us, what is your job here for the city?
Well, I'm a street maintenance specialist, and I do survey for the whole city and grinding,
Awesome.
sidewalk lifts.
Excellent. And so what are we going to do today?
Today we're going to do a little sidewalk grind, and then we'll go and inspect some ramps and some new curb and gutter and sidewalk.
Awesome. So before we go, I'd like you to sort of show me your equipment. Are you ready to go to work?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go to work. All right, Blake. Well, please tell me about this rig.
Well, this is my electric cart.
Okay.
It's only 3.5 feet wide, so it can go up on any of the sidewalks in the city. Then we have our generator. It simply runs the vacuum that picks up any kind of fine dust that we'll pick up from the grinding.
Nice.
And then we have the scarifier.
The scarifier. Yes, tell me about the scarifier.
Yes. Well, it's used for grinding and pulverizing the concrete.
Okay.
What's happening in there is that there's a drum that spins, and every one of these little stars kind of taps at that concrete and pulverizes it and makes it into a very fine powder. And it will take down any kind of lifts, any kind of difference.
All right, great, nice. It just scares it into submission, and then we suck it into the vacuum.
Yep. That's
awesome. Okay, well, I can't wait to see this stuff in action. Shall we go see how this stuff works?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go to work.
Well, we're here at Turtle Rock, and we're gonna do some sidewalk scarifying.
Awesome.
Yes.
So now, how do we end up here? How do we pick this place?
We did a survey of the area and found that these areas were deficient, so we're gonna take care of these discrepancies.
What are we gonna do?
Well, we're gonna get the scarifier out, we're gonna drive out in the cart and be right on top of the sidewalk and get that grinder going back and forth, and getting a nice smooth surface for people to walk on. While I'm grinding, to kind of get an idea of where the grind is at and how much of the lift I've gotten down, I'll walk on the line so that I can feel with my foot through my boot how high the lift is.
Nice. Now, have you noticed that your balance has gotten better over the years?
No.
How long is this going to take us?
Well, this is about 8 feet of grinding, and it'll take about 15-20 minutes.
It's not bad. So how many of these would you do in a day typically?
A typical day will be about 100 to 120 feet. Well, in the past 3.5 years, we've done a little under 50,000 lineal feet of grinding. So just over 9 miles worth of grinding.
Grinding 9 miles of cement 8 feet at a time takes a lot of patience. You really are a sidewalk angel. Let's go. We're going to the back. I jumped out and placed the cones for safety. But apparently, I need to go back to cone school. I feel safe. Now we're at the inspection site, and so what are some of the things, Blake, that you'll look for as we walk this sidewalk?
Well, look for damage to the sidewalk, cracks, lifts, separations. Make sure that the gutter flow line will be flowing properly.
So tell me, what's that look like? What's a proper flow line?
Well, you don't want any big puddles in the gutter.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you allow the water to sit there too long, it'll soak into the surface of the road and then deteriorate the road.
Oh wow! So you guys preemptively ahead of time look for that sort of pooling and
Yes,
then
we are
fix
always
it.
proactively looking for deficiencies to fix.
Excellent. So we're coming up on a I think, rather complicated piece of cement work here, and we're going to inspect it. What are we going to look for now?
Well, this is a standard ADA ramp,
Okay.
the Americans with Disability Act. I'm going to make sure that all the levels are correct, and since this is a brand new ramp, it'll be perfect.
And I saw a 6.5. Is that the? Is that the?
That is well within range, and we
Yeah.
also have these groover tactiles, so that if somebody's walking with a cane, they can feel these with the cane and know that there's a change in elevation.
So these cracks, right? I take these for granted, but these actually have a purpose, don't they?
Yes, these are control joints,
Okay.
and they're put in with tools when the concrete is placed, so that it encourages the cracks to follow those lines instead of cracking, willy-nilly.
Okay, and so what would be things that would cause cracks?
Either the ground subsiding or tree roots lifting it.
Oh,
The main culprits.
Blake, can you find an example of like a crack in a control joint?
Yes, in fact, this concrete was just placed maybe a week ago,
Okay.
and it already has a crack
Oh, look at that.
following straight in.
So it's doing exactly what it's
That's
built
exactly
to do.
what it's meant to do, because concrete will crack.
Right.
But the idea is to control it. This is a project that we just completed on this street, and there was a good portion of the sidewalk that was replaced because of root damage.
Okay. At that time, you identified, there's roots coming up, and so then how do you determine what's your steps? What do you do next?
Well, I'll find where the concrete was the best.
Okay.
And then I'll measure out.
I was wondering about that.
Yes. I'll
Okay.
just take the measure. When I got to a good spot again, I'll stop to read that and then put it into the tablet again. I already know this is a 5-foot sidewalk, and then so that goes in as sidewalk.
And then everybody now knows that's got to be repaired.
Yes, it's
and-
got a
yeah,
pinpoint spot.
exactly where it is.
How much it is, how many square feet it is, and there's actually we figure out what the cost is already, so that when you're doing your budgets, you can go, okay, I can do so much sidewalk, so much curb and gutter, and so many ramps before I run out of money.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
all in the system. Does all that.
Yes.
That's great. We're back. Well, okay. How'd I do today, Blake?
Oh, you did very well today.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking us along. I learned a ton today, and thank you for keeping our streets and sidewalks safe.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got to run. I got to go walk the dog.
All right, have a
All
good
right.
day.
Thank you, sir.
right.
Hey, Baxter. Now that we're not getting tripped up by the mystery of the sidewalk angel, what should we think about next? What a great idea! I don't know who takes care of Irvine's dogs, cats, and other stray pets.